complement in disease. As you know that complement system is the front line of the immune system, and it plays a very crucial role in the body health. But however, sometimes due to a number of genetic or environmental factors can cause diseases, and actually I'm going now to highlight some diseases that can cause by the activation of the complement system. For example, rheumatoid arthritis, as can be seen here. This is the joint, and usually it affects small joints, but however it can affect a big joint. And rheumatoid arthritis will lead to destruction of bones and of the cartilage, and hyperplasia of the synovial membrane. However, this usually following a trigger, for example, trauma or infection. Following that, immune cells, they come and sit here. Actually, in normal condition, it is strictly forbidden for this cell to come and sit in the joint. But however, in abnormal condition like in trauma or in infection, they can come and sit here and interact. And however, so these cells, as you may know, that they die by apoptosis with time, but due to absence of scavenger cells here, some of apoptotic remnants, they will be available here. For example, sertraline, so protein change to sertraline during the program cell death. So it is a physiological process during apoptosis. But however, due to absence of scavenger cells here, or cells that should remove the debris and the dead remnants, so this sertraline will be seen by other cells. So here, as can be seen here, T cell and B cells, they are present here, and this will lead to production or formation of anti-cyclic citrullinated peptides, which when bind to citrulline, this will lead to formation of immune complex, which activates the classical pathway of the complement system, with liberation or formation of aflatoxins, which will lead to inflammation, and this will lead to destruction of the cartilage and the bone, with tendinitis and synovitis, with hyperplasia of the synovial membrane. Also, neutrophils, when they come here and they will produce or send out some fibers or filaments known as neutrophil extracellular traps. And these neutrophil extracellular traps, actually they trap non-self, all non-self materials, whatever it is, microorganisms or debris or dead tissues. So when they phagocytose these materials, however, this molecule will be phagocytosed but not completely. So remnant of for example, DNA, histones, and myeloperoxidase or proteinase 3 will stay here in the joint and will be seen as non-self. So the body will produce antibodies against them, and when they couple to antibodies, this will lead to formation of immune complexes and will lead to activation of the classical pathway, with a subsequent increase in the inflammatory process. In case of systemic lupus erythematosus, actually it is hypersensitive reaction type 3, so it is immune complex mediated, and these immune complexes are circulating, and if they reside here in the heart, they will lead to pericarditis, myocarditis, or endocarditis. These are non-infective carditis. However, they will lead to dilatation of the heart and maybe heart failure. So if they reside in the kidney, this they will lead to glomerulonephritis, and if they resided into these blood vessel, the blood antibodies against the endothelial cell these antibodies against, when they bind to the endothelial cells, this will lead to formation of immune complex with activation of the classical pathway, and this will lead to vasculitis. Also, these immune complexes, they lead to inflammation, but in a localized area, a small area in the brain, and this may lead to severe depression or abnormal headache or change in the mood in the brain. In oral cavity, this will lead to painful ulcers, and in lung, these immune complexes with activation of the complement will lead to pleurisy. However, in contrast to rheumatoid arthritis, in case of SLE, these immune complexes will initiate actually an inflammatory process, but without destruction of the bone or the cartilage. But however, there is an swelling and tenderness and maybe pain, but however, the joint is or get preserved. In case of lupus nephritis, which is a serious complication of systemic lupus erythematosus, and actually 5 out of 10 adults may get lupus nephritis, and 8 out of 10 of children may get lupus nephritis, and it is actually due to an excessive formation of immune complexes within the glomeruli. And the source of immune complexes, this could be from the blood, or they may be formed in situ here, or maybe due to nets formation from the neutrophils or neutrophil extracellular trap, and this will lead to severe inflammation. Maybe some of these immune complexes will settle here below the endothelial cell and lead to destruction of podocytes with some degree of proteinuria. Also, activation of the complement in case of eye infections. So neutrophils that come to the area may actually extend these traps or extracellular traps, and this process may end in formation of autoimmune ulcerative keratitis or stromal corneal deep ulcer. Also, in case of Guillain-Barré syndrome, the immune complexes, which are actually formed from antibodies to gangliosides. So these anti-gangliosides, when they bind to the gangliosides, this will lead to formation of an immune complex which activates the classical pathway and lead to destruction of the myelin sheath of the nervous fibers, maybe sensory or motor nervous fiber. And as can be seen here, these are distracted myelin sheaths due to immune complexes as a complement. However, in case of myasthenia gravis, it is not actually common that the patient may develop severe inflammation due to formation of immune complexes, as these antibodies now from the motor end plate here, these are nerve ending, they produce antibodies against acetylcholine receptors here in the muscle. But however, these antibodies, they don't stay here for long. But however, in long-standing disorder, some of them may stay and may lead to activation of the complement with severe inflammation, and maybe will lead to fibrosis. And also, in case of paroxysmal nocturnal hemoglobinuria, it is due to delayed accelerating factor deficiency, which is present in the membrane of several white blood cells. So this deficiency of this may lead to a disorder or a disease known as paroxysmal nocturnal hemoglobinuria. Thank you very much, Professor Ahmed.